Wake up, buyer payer people. It's a beautiful day. Go grab yourself another cup of joe and say hello to Jim and Michelle Rhoads on the Buy Here, Pay Here Morning Show. Take it away, you two.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello from Utah.
Yeah.
We're thawing out here. The snow is melting.
It was raining all night long. Got to listen to that. So super, grateful. Jim didn't have to shovel anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet. There's still snow out there.
We have a lot happening here. Tomorrow is the big day. We've been getting a lot of the final prep stuff ready for the all-day live stream event tomorrow for dealers.
I can't imagine that people out there haven't heard about the event. I feel like we're being so obnoxious about being out there and spreading the word about the event, but we're doing it because we know dealers should be there. It's going to be, high value information.
Yeah.
So we're, we kick off tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, live broadcast all day long. Mm-hmm. So many experts going to be there, including a couple of them that our guest today just spent a little time with. So we're looking forward to hearing a little bit about that. We'll
be bringing him on in just a second. Other announcements we have Friday, we will be doing just a quick recap of what is talked about during the event tomorrow, or a slow. We won't drink any coffee before. And then we announced on Monday that we're going to be doing a dealer action forum next Thursday. That will be in a webinar form, and it will be absolutely free. Public and free. We want dealers to be there if you can. That will be at the morning show time. So next Thursday at Eastern. So that would be
at 11
Eastern. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I have to do math and it's early. I had a long conversation with one of our colleagues and she's like, okay, what time is this thing? Because I see 11 or I see 10, I see 8. And I'm like, does it say Eastern Standard Time or Mountain Standard Time? And she's like, both of them are different. I said, it's the thing's starting at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And she goes, that's just dang confusing. Yeah. So we are going to try.
It's better that our viewers be confused than to have us be confused. Yeah,
right.
At the wrong time. So it's in Mountain Time. So we got to make sure we're there at the right time.
Yeah, it's been probably 10 years since I started working virtually all across the nation. So like having to deal with time zones. It's a thing, and it's really confusing. So I think I'm finally kind of getting it. So we're gonna attempt to put events in Eastern Standard Time so that it just kind of stays with that.
That'll make Tommy Brandis happy.
It will make Tommy Brandis. I think that was Tommy that said good morning from PA.
From PA, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
So Tommy, we usually see Tommy's name in there. But either way, good morning to whoever you are in Pennsylvania.
Right. Do we have anything else?
Yeah, we have another announcement.
Okay.
We're going to save the date. We're going to ask you to save the date. July 20th.
It's always
We've already set the date for the next all-day live stream, and we've set the topic. We're going to take on deal structure, but in a really detailed way. And so I'm excited about it. Like I'm really looking forward to digging into this thing. It's going to be an interesting thing.
So we've already have the studio reserved. And so that will be July 20th.
A Thursday again.
Yep. Save the date for optimizing is what you called it. Optimizing deal structure.
Yep.
So
I'm just tired of all the chit chat. People say, well, this loan works better than this loan. Well, just show me. Let's get to the data and let's talk about it. Let's get real.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what really works better. So we're going to find out.
So that'll be a fun one with the experts because it's going to have a lot of people that will be on the in a panel that will be like, we want to see the numbers. Yeah. So, am I wiggling again? We got it. We got to get a different thing. So, alrighty. So should we
Let's bring in our guest.
Bum. Hello, Jacob.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you joining us from today?
Well, I'm currently at my office in the office of Auto4U in Sarasota, Florida.
Very nice.
Sunny Sarasota, Florida.
Yes, and we've actually had the privilege of you giving us a tour of your business.
That was fun for us.
Yeah, that was
in.
fun for us.
We
this last
intended
fall.
to let you know, but you didn't get the message before we just showed up. And
they're like,
thankfully,
"Oh!"
everybody was there. And so we got to catch you.
Met,
and
we talked to Boris and your daughter and and all that. And then we had the opportunity at FIADA to meet your lovely wife, Karina, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fun to get to know you. So we first met Jacob at a lunch table at maybe last NABD, like in Orlando. I think it's when we first met, maybe. But regardless, we bumped into each other at a table, and we got to hearing your story, and we thought, man, I just wish more dealers could hear your story. So that's why you're here this morning. We want you to share your story about how you got to be a buy here, pay your car dealer.
Yes. So I think it's a long story. I don't know how much time. I mean, we have probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We have to be.
I don't know what's the most important part of it, but briefly, I'm on the market as Auto4U legally since 2012, a car dealer. But I think I've been a car dealer since actually a few years after I was born. I was born in Poland, and since I remember, I always love cars. I was always excited seeing different cars, old cars, new cars, big cars, small cars. So that was my life, and I was always wanted to drive one. So.
So you were born a car guy.
I think so. I think so. Yes. So when I saw a motorcycle like 5 years old, being 5 years old, I said, I want to ride this motorcycle. Or when I saw the car, I want to drive this car. So when I see a key in the ignition, I was always like thinking maybe I should turn it and start it and go. But I couldn't probably reach the gas and the brake pedal at that time.
You probably had an opportunity for a life of crime, but were taught not to do things like that. Just grab it and go.
But I was really into the car, and automotive. I think because of that, when I was I think 13, I bought my first car with my I think that was in elementary school, and in elementary school I used my elementary school ID, and I went I found the vehicle and I bought my first vehicle. Wow. I saved the money and I said I want to buy the vehicle, and I went with my friend and using the ID we made the bill of sale with the owner of it, and we purchased the vehicle basically. Wow. So that's what the excitement even like that was my first car, and that's what the excitement even doubled, not only driving it but purchasing the vehicles.
Yeah.
And until today I'm still purchasing vehicles. So that's excitement is still every day, and I keep my blood pressure on the right level, buying every day. So that didn't change. For so many years.
So when did you land or when did you come to the United States?
I came in 2000 first time, and 2001 second time, and 2002 in Florida actually.
So you were doing your stuff in Poland from a very young age, and so when you came here, that was that just like my calling is in cars?
Well, I came here because I have a son, and I feel very responsible for him. And at that time, I was also a full-time student at the University of Technology, and I need some funds to raise the family, and there was no time to really to work, only the summertime. So I came here. I was coming here during this only for a summer to earn some money and then go back to Poland and leave for the whole year. But the third time I landed in Florida, I said, well, there's a great opportunity. Maybe we should stay here. And especially, also like I was a young kid, I always loved Florida. I watch Miami Vice, and I watched the Ferrari Daytona speeding in Miami, downtown Miami in the night, and that was so excited. I said, I need to see this in real life.
Wow.
So I came to Florida, and we're still in Florida.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Very nice. Yeah. Jakub's got a nice location, nice dealership in the Sarasota area. And yeah, it was fun to visit you and spend a little more time with your son, Boris. And now he works in the delership with you. So maybe talk a little bit about how the dealership has grown over the time.
How it started and how it's grown.
Okay. So before I started the business because I was in 2012, I was like buying cars and selling, and then I figured out that I cannot do that. I need to establish a company. So I established me and my ex-business partner. We create a company. We legalize it, and because we were like flipping cars, and we couldn't do that. So in 2012, like legally, we opened Auto for You. And that was in a storage unit. We could fit only there about 5 cars maybe. So we went on the auction. Great, we purchased like 5-6 cars, and we start selling them, cash deals. And after 3 months, we expanded to the size about 12 cars, and landlord came to our storage unit and said that we will be able to longer to lease this unit because we're growing too fast and we have too many cars on the property. So he suggests another storage unit, which could fit about 13 cars. So we moved to the other unit. After 6 months, or not even that, after 3 months, he came again and asked that we need to reduce our inventory because we are past 20 vehicles and there's no place to keep them. So we found the location where we currently are, and that was in March or February 2013. And since that day, we're in the same location.
So how did the financing part come about? When did you start to do your buy here, pay here business?
So February 2013, when we moved to this location, we were new on the street as a dealer. There was no dealers on the street in the neighborhood. Well, we entered. That was a time at the tax season. We leased maybe like 15-20 cars at that time for sale, and people were coming and asking, like every other customer start asking about financing. Do you finance? So we didn't know like what to do, and we didn't have the license to do that, and we didn't know what financing actually is as far as buy here, pay here. So after we were looking into it, and after 3 months, we decided that we're going to start financing vehicles because we were losing so many opportunities to sell a vehicle. So since I think it was 2013, June 1st, we got our license, or a couple of days before, and the first deal was May 28, 2013. The first vehicle was a 2002 Cadillac DeVille.
He remembers
that's
the
maybe
car.
not the best buy here, pay here item, but at that time there was the cheapest and more presentable car on the auctions. And for the customers too, they were excited to drive a luxury vehicle. And I think we got about the down payment covered the cost of the vehicle. So that was the great, very safe first deal.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I always say it's pretty comfortable. It's pretty easy when you're only financing your profit. That's a pretty easy decision, right?
So we heard from someone. This is when we were looking and asking other dealers or like other friends who were in the dealership industry. And they said, it's simple. You just go on the auction, you buy a vehicle for $1,000 or $2,000, then you list the down payment. You need to get your down payment as to cover the cost, and then you make the payments. That's simple. Right. So we said, okay, let's do it.
I suspect that's how most buy here, pay here dealers
got started. At least not today, but back then, yes, that's exactly how you got started. Yes.
I love it.
I think that was a good time for us too. We've been in a good time. So
yeah.
So are you still doing a split of buy here, pay here, and cash cars?
No. We split if we need to. This is when we got our trade-ins and we don't feel comfortable to repairing them and putting them on the books. Then we do the cash deal and we announce that this vehicle doesn't come with any warranty and it may have some issues.
Yeah. So what about, we know your son Boris got involved in the business at some point. How did he come into the picture?
Well, 2013, he was born in 99. So he was 14 at that time. So he was teenager. He loved cars too. So, but he has his friends and his school and other things. But he often was coming to the shop and visiting and finding out what dad bought again on the auction, what type of project. So,
look to see if you left the keys in anything, right?
Father like son.
So, but he was when he was in the shop, he was a great help. He was like into the repairs, even body work. We've been fixing ourselves, so we're doing like little body work, mechanical. So he was very excited.
Yeah.
But I never see him like taking the keys or driving off the lot. Maybe I was sleeping at that time, but I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So he was good about it, not like me.
That's kind of a fun transition for me to think about. Jakub is one of our guests as what we're calling a front row dealer in our event tomorrow. And so we're excited to have him be part of the conversation.
Yeah,
and part of what
perspective.
Yeah. And part of the reason I thought of you on that, Jakub, is because when we visited your dealership, and of course we already knew Boris from having met at the conference or whatever. And so to be there and to see you guys each kind of in your element, like he's very enthused about the business. Like he's committed to the success of the business and he loves being in there. And so it's interesting to watch father and son, in that dynamic, you guys working together, but then also you each had your own office and your own processes that you had well mapped out, like whiteboarding.
And that you did. You really
own...
separated the responsibilities quite a bit.
Yeah. So I wanted to hear a little bit about that part, like especially as it relates to what we're going to be talking about with processes and how that affects your business. Like, how's that worked for you guys?
Yes, that's true. So he's behind the wall over here. So he's closer to the front line. That's behind this wall, his office, and behind next wall it's a window, and there are vehicles for sale. Now on the other side there is a wall, and then a little office, and then we have the garage. So I'm more. I think we divide the business a little bit for responsibilities that I'm more responsible for the purchasing vehicles and production and time, put them on to him, pass them to the front line. And he's responsible for the front line and making sure the vehicles are sold also to the proper people, and their marketing and is good in order, and the advertise it's there too. So we actually one company, but I will say two department. One is the production, is feeding the other department, which is the sales department. And
it was fun to watch you two kind of and you're smiling and laughing about it the whole time, but Jakub is like telling Boris, hey, you don't sell them fast enough, and Boris is saying you don't recondition them fast enough, right? So
yeah, change the type of car or whatever.
And that's about right, And we're like we're competing against each other with the numbers of unit produced or sold.
Right.
And I think that's a great competition because we can compare, what generally what happened in the business. What happened. It's only a small factor I learned recently, not recently, but I confirm that it's only a small factor how many units we produce or how many we sell, because that's not the most important part of this business too.
Sure.
Yeah. And then who handles collections?
We have a lady named Marcella.
Uh-huh.
She's been with us for almost 2 years, and she's doing really great job. She's doing collections slash picking up the phone calls slash account payable slash other things. So
Lots and lots and lots
title
of
work. So she's very helpful. So she have probably like 10 hats.
So George Spat mentioned, I'll pull it up again. He says, and the third department, Karina, what does Karina do with the business?
So Karina is involved part-time in the business. She on the beginning, she's like, she wanna don't be involved too much, but it happened that she's here, so so she's in the business.
That's where the whole family is.
Yes. So she works about 4 hours a day and 4 days a week, and she's a CPI specialist. So we do CPIs.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Collateral protection insurance. Yes.
That's why George
Very
mentioned
nice.
that department.
That's why
right?
George did that.
Yes.
So maybe
and she does payroll, and she wears probably like 5 other hats. So
So the couple other things I want to get to, we want to find out a little bit about your recent 20 group experience too, but I want to find out too, like, what's your favorite part of the car business, of the buy here, pay here business in particular? Like, what do you enjoy most?
Well, I think I'm enjoying to see my son being happy here, and see, I can imagine his future, and he's staying busy with it, and I think he's going to the right direction. So I think that's the main thing what father would like to see. I think the most important, see like your kids succeed.
Yeah.
So I think this is the most important part. Have him here, and he loves being here. He loves going to the meetings, to the conventions, and he loves learning, discussing things, and arguing with me.
We've observed some of that, and it's awesome.
Sometimes it's really hard, but I think we learn too a lot during like arguing too. So we learn too. So
well, I love that you guys respect each other's. It's like I have an opinion, you have an opinion, and there seems to be just really like a safe thing for you to just express your opinion, and then let's figure out what we need to do about the thing. And so it's just kind of fun to watch this thing go back and forth, and it's a really great dynamic.
I think so far has been safe, and that's good. But it's sometimes it's very like it's stressful. But the next day it's usually we like welcome each other. So whatever happened here, usually it happens afternoon, nights, when we are exhausted and a lot of things happen. But the next day it's just like another chapter. So we forget about what happened, and we're like hug each other in the first thing in the morning, and we're smiling, and we start joking about what we did yesterday. What a mess.
Well, I think I would just tell you from our perspective, you don't see it often enough that you got like father and son situation where the son is that invested in the business. Like, he's very committed, and he's bringing ideas, and he has ideas, and you have experience. So you guys figure it out together. But it's like, I think there are a lot of situations where, the child might be involved in the business, but they're not really excited to be there. So I think it's wonderful that Boris is excited to be there. And I think it ties into kind of what we're trying to do with this event, and why when we had that conversation with you and Karina at the conference in January, it's like we could see Karina standing next to you, nodding her head when we're talking about the stuff about what does this look like? If you want to be able to spend more time away, how does that transition look? And so this is part of what tomorrow is all about, is talking about those kind of details about how do dealers like you get to a place where they can spend less time in the business and still have it perform well.
So I don't know if I really want to spend. I think I want to spend more time away from the dealership, but that's only like a very short-term thinking, because the next day wake up, I want to go to the dealership. So
Well,
So
it's really a
it's
beautiful thing when you can create an environment that you get to choose what you want to do. And
right.
yeah, so I
So
want to be there.
it's a lot of time. I'm exhausted on Friday, very tired because a lot of things happened. We did a lot of works, we resolve so many problems, and I'm planning to take my next week easier and do other things and stay away from the company. But it never happened. It just never happened.
Well,
So, but I think eventually I will need that. I will need that. Yes.
well,
So
and whenever you're ready,
Yeah,
all we're trying to do is help dealers get in a position. So when
So
they're
they
ready to
can.
make that switch, because there are a lot of dealers just like you, they enjoy what they do. They're happy to be there. That's what they want to do.
Mhm.
They don't know what else they would do with their time. But when the time comes that you feel like you want to spend more time away, we just want to help dealers position their business in a way that they can do that.
And it's part of can it run smoothly with, I mean, like if you wanted to go back to Europe for a month and visit or whatever, can it run smoothly without you, and can it grow without you
yes,
being there? So
yes. So that is a question, like what I do
well,
right
it's
now.
that's what we're trying to help create, is an environment where a dealer, that even if you love your dealership, that if you want to be gone for, a week or a month, that you can, and that everything is going to run because you've got all your pieces and your processes and everything documented, and a much easier position to plug someone in to take care of your stuff.
Sure.
Right. So experience the freedom.
Yes.
Experience the freedom.
Yeah.
So yes. So we recently have been working on that part too. I think we're in the beginning process. Maybe not, maybe yes. It depends, because some people, I imagine, I remember like 5-6 years ago, we had maybe a little procedures, but my mom always said, Jacob, if you have something in a plan, you think you have a plan in your head, it's only a dream.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have this on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a plan. So
Sure.
I always get into that sentence, and I think that helps me too. That also communication between team over here. It's where we communicate, but we're forgetting certain things and certain habits, and that doesn't place things in order. So I think this is a very important part of the business, to have procedures in
Yeah.
place, and
For sure.
and we work every day, like everybody here. We work hardly on putting procedures in place.
So I want
To
to.
get some freedom, if someone is away from the office, can open an owner's manual and find out how to operate this
Yep.
this station and how to operate the next station.
Yes,
Very good.
exactly.
So I got to circle back to one thing. You said when your mom gave you the advice, she said Jacob, but I want to know how she really pronounces your name. How does she really say Jacob?
Well, Kubuś.
What?
Kubuś?
Kubuś, yes. But the middle, I know the soft name of Jacob in Poland is Kuba.
Oh, Kuba.
Ah.
Interesting. So that's more likely what she says, huh?
Yeah, it's just like that.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
Kuba.
interesting.
I love it.
See,
I
we
love
learned
it.
something here this morning.
Yeah.
That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
There's one
So-
more thing that we wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
So it's like a country, but with a K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kuba country.
Yeah.
Kuba.
Right. Got it.
There's one more thing we wanted to just talk about briefly, and I've seen on social media that you had the opportunity to attend the first Dealer 20 Express group that was just held earlier this week with Bill and Ben and a whole bunch of other people. And so it was
NIADA.
from NIADA. And so just wanted to kind of get some feedback from you, and, what it was, and kind of just what the experience was like.
Was it your first 20 group experience?
I will say yes. 20 groups, yes. We've been in one meeting, DPG, and we tried. Now we tried the 20 Express group meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we needed some. We have a great experience, like recently being in Dallas, Texas, with the 20 Group Express. Um, I know Bill Elizondo and Beth Goodman from the convention, so we've been in many conventions past 3-4 years, but we have a great experience, especially the meeting starts on Sunday. So the whole idea is to do the meeting only for one business day, like Monday. So we can save the time during the weekend. So we couldn't be away from the dealership. So,
Nice.
But that was a great experience. Especially there was 2 moderators, and I think they're 2 the best moderators in the industry. Thank you, Bill.
Certainly in the
Thank
top 5.
Yeah. They're good. Bill and Ben, right? Ben
Yeah.
Good.
So we learn a lot, and we have a lot of fun at the same time.
Good.
A lot of fun, a lot of funny situation, and I think we're going to continue to join those meetings. The next meeting will be I believe in Tampa, so not far away from us.
How often are they going to be having them?
I think there will be three meetings a year.
Okay.
Yes, 3
Very
meetings
nice.
a year, and there's only 2 days. But I think it's more efficient to be 2 days at the meeting than 3 days, and having 2 moderators instead of 1 moderators in 3 days or 2 days longer term. So
interesting. So we didn't prepare you for this. So if it can't happen, fine. But if Boris is in the building, since we talked about him, if you want to holler at him and bring him in to so he can pop his face in and say hello. If he's not there, it's okay.
He's not there.
Okay, no, he's. I turned off my camera because I don't want to be interrupted. So
well, you can holler.
I'm gonna go
up a few things here. Yeah, ask him if he can come say hello.
Go grab him real quick.
Okay.
We'll just wrap up a couple of things.
Okay. Be right back.
All right. We'll have Bill. We haven't extended the invitation yet, and I know that Bill is. Boris is listening. He's coming.
Cool.
We'll have Bill on the show in the next week or two to kind of talk about the express groups, so that you can kind of give us a little bit more of a lowdown on some of those things, because it's a new format for 20 groups, and we're real huge fans of 20 groups, people being able to get together.
There's Boris.
Hey, how are you guys?
We just talking about you. We just wanted the audience to meet you so that they could put a face with the name. So glad to see you there. And
there's
he's like, I'm trying to pull up a chair for him, but
it's all good. So we had a fun conversation with you today, as you apparently know. You were able to tune in this morning. So we just really enjoy working with you guys from time to time, and not in a client relationship. We just enjoy talking to you, and we just glad you're both here, and we want to continue to track your success, and we wish you many years of success. You just celebrated 10 years at that location. That's a big deal.
Yes, we just did.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
We didn't celebrate actually that much, but
it's time to celebrate 10-year anniversary. Balloons, streamers, the whole you can I can see Boris's wheels turning like, we should have a good idea.
Well, thanks, gentlemen. We appreciate you making time to talk this morning.
Absolutely. And best of luck and success for you guys. Just really love your story and love the time that we were able to spend there this last fall, and the time that we get to connect at every one of the conferences that you are attending as well. So just like really, really grateful. And George is like, hello. And Jared is Jared Halstead. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
saying hello
quick thing. I saw Maggie chimed in.
Oh, Maggie says, I'm going to put it up.
And I just want to throw a quick mention for Jared and Maggie that any kind of technical glitches, that's an Apple device issue if it's a technical thing.
All right. Well, we're going to let you guys go. If you want to stick around in the backstage after we remove you from the live stream so we can say proper goodbye and a thank you, we'd really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for joining today.
We'll be right back.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
Thank you, everyone.
All righty.
So fun.
I kind of think that I'd like to do more of these dealer success stories.
Yeah.
And, have some of the dealers that have been around and just kind of talk about their beginnings and it's a great opportunity for White Hat Wednesday.
We also
talk to dealers.
We also need to get them to take a camera inside those days when they're having an argument.
Yeah.
We need some real TV
That's
over here.
reality television.
Yeah, for
exactly. All right, everybody. We are really grateful that you joined us today. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow.
BHPH Nation TV.
Go to BHPHNationTV.com if you haven't got a ticket yet. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks again for joining us.